Spider-Man No Way Home contains tons of reveals, many of which internet speculators and armchair conspiracists got right. However, the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home may have surprised even the sleuthiest of sleuths out there. After the big battle at the Statue of Liberty, where we finally got to see the dream team up of all three Spider-Men, we see that they accomplished their mission in not only returning all the visiting foes from the two previous movie universes, but we also see them able to cure them all of the things that turned them bad in the first place. However, not all is right, since the multiverse is truly tearing into this reality, and everybody that knows Peter Parker from all dimensions and universes are dying to come in and say hi. In order to truly correct all of this, Peter finally decides that a much needed sacrifice needs to be made, and tells Doctor Strange that he needs to finally cast that one spell that will erase the knowledge of Peter Parker from everybody's memories. After some very touching, heartfelt goodbyes were made, we find the spell being cast and Peter coming to grips with the fact that everybody he knows and loves has no knowledge of him or the fact that he's Spider-Man. After trying to say hi to MJ at Peter Pan Donuts, which is a classic and cute establishment in Brooklyn, by the way, you gotta check it out, and Ned just comes in to hang out, he comes to realize that perhaps this is the best for now, and the one thing that he's always feared in something that he now has the ability to control, and that's to keep his secret safe in order to keep everybody else around him safe. We are now faced with a Peter that has truly lost it all. First, he loses his mentor slash father figure in Tony Stark, then he loses Aunt May, now he loses his friends, girlfriend, and acquaintances, and he truly is at rock bottom. We see him move into his own apartment, and we get a quick glimpse of a GED study book letting us know that he's no longer in high school, or more accurately, Midtown School of Science and Technology has no records of a Peter Parker being enrolled, so he's forced to finish high school on his own. He has to remake his own costume and goes with a more classic comic book version and continues to live his life as Peter and Spider-Man. So what impact could this have moving forward? It appears that he really no longer has ties to the Avengers or any of the Stark tech that he's been accustomed to. So we may see once again a more grounded version of Spider-Man as he tries the best to rebuild his life from scratch. This could also open the doors for new team-ups, just like what has been done in the comic. In the Spider-Man comics and the Marvel Universe, it's always a running joke that Spider-Man wants to be a part of a team, and we saw that as well with the other Spider-Man as all three of them worked together for the very first time. So we could see Spider-Man try to play nice once again with a future iteration of the Avengers, or quite possibly see him team up with the upcoming Fantastic Four, in which Spider-Man was a huge part of during the Jonathan Hickman run in the comics. Now knowing that Charlie Cox is the MCU's Daredevil, and also seeing that the Kingpin is an active figure thanks to the Hawkeye series, could we potentially see a Hell's Kitchen team up with the two, especially now seeing that they have met and Peter is already aware that this blind lawyer may have something special within him? Where does this leave his relationship with MJ and Ned? Only time will tell. Immediately after the initial credits sequence, we see Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock still reeling from the fact that he's stuck in an alternate universe, as we saw during the post-credit scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage. Him and the comedic symbiote are still trying to understand the fact that the universe that they're now in has a multitude of supers, and understanding the concepts behind Iron Man, the Hulk, and Thanos. They try to move on, realizing that maybe it's a good idea to meet up with this Spider-Man who lives in New York City, but they get whisked away, just like what we saw happen with all of the Spidey villains that the three Spider-Men helped cure, meaning that he too was affected by the same spell that Doctor Strange conjured. Just when we think that that's the end and we'll never get to see Venom within the Tom Holland universe, we get a close-up of the bar where the disgruntled bartender is cleaning up, and we see that a piece of the symbiote has been left behind. Right before it cuts to black, what is left of Venom starts moving and more than likely will attempt to find a new host, or quite possibly meet up with Holland's Peter, and we could possibly get to see Holland take on the infamous symbiote black suit. However, what does this mean to Hardy's Venom and the upcoming Morbius movie, given the fact that it appears that both are within the same universe? This is the part that confuses me just a bit. Could we maybe see them eventually take on a different version of Spider-Man? Perhaps Miles Morales or Miguel O'Hara, who's better known as Spider-Man 2099? I'm sure we'll find out more in due time. The next scene we were treated to actually has nothing to do with Spider-Man. In a surprise move by Marvel, we are teased with scenes from the upcoming Doctor Strange movie. movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We get to see Doctor Strange deal with repercussions from the events that unfolded in No Way Home, and he meets up with Wanda to discuss this with her and get some help. We then get a myriad of scenes that flashes on the screen, letting us know that this is going to be yet another epic Doctor Strange story that needs to be seen. It doesn't appear that we'll see Mads Mikkelsen's character return, but we do finally see the return of Chiwetel Ejiofor's Baron Mordo, and he looks like he will play a huge part in the next movie. If you have a keen eye, you will also see America Chavez in several scenes along with Wanda donning her full-blown Scarlet Witch getup. However, the one major reveal that we get towards the end of the sequence of scenes is a showdown between Doctor Strange and somebody that many speculators were hoping we would see after Disney Plus's What If series concluded. That's right, Doctor Strange Supreme shows up. Looks like we will get to see a live-action version of this popular character as he confronts Doctor Strange in the next movie. As Doctor Strange Supreme is revealed, we hear his dialogue mentioning that the biggest threat to the universe is himself. Then the screen fades to black with a message telling us that Doctor Strange will return. There was definitely a lot to take in, and I may have missed some things, but regardless, we have some time before May to continue speculating and getting hyped up on what we could expect within the MCU and the Spider-Man universe moving forward. Like I said, I know that was a lot, but I'm very curious to hear what all of you think. What were your thoughts on the post-credit scenes? What are your thoughts on the ending? Was this something that gelled with you, or are you looking for something more? What are some of the speculations or expectations you have moving forward within this universe? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments, and I would love to have further discussions with all of you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch all of you guys next time.